Okay, what to know about having to go in and getting a thyroidectomy? The changes that can happen. Now, I wasn't told any of this before I went in and had the thyroidectomy done. Now, I sing. It took me a year to be able to sing again. Now, I can still sing. Now I can sing. And that seems to be okay. But when I'm talking, I get this tired voice. And you can hear it's scratchy, it's sounding, it wasn't like this at all before I had the thyroid removed. My voice is lowered a bit. And it's getting, as you can hear, it's getting a bit like a hoarseness to it. And so I've had my thyroidectomy. It's been over 3 years now, 4 years that I had it. And, if you're a singer, tell that to them when you go in before they go in. I think what happened in my case, they put an intubation tube down when they do the surgery and things, and I think it was too large and it damaged some of the area in there. And like I said, it took a good year before I could sing again. At first I was worried I would never be able to sing again. I couldn't do 2 notes. Literally. Not only could I not do a scale, I couldn't do 2 notes. And that lasted a long time. It was a year before I was able to start, having any kind of a register at all. Now, I don't sing as much now, but I've noticed when I'm singing, it seems to be easier than when I'm talking now. Maybe I should just sing my readings. I don't know. But you're going to have to be on thyroid medication the rest of your life as well. And it does take time to heal after your thyroidectomy, especially if they damage your cords. And I was just doing research on it, and they say they don't know what causes that tired vocal. They don't know why that happens. It's a pathology. You shouldn't get tired speaking, but clearly it does happen. Now, I can tell you when I'm speaking now, it feels like it is an effort. It feels like the musculature in here, that it is an effort to speak. And when I stop, I can feel that it's like tightened inside. It feels like the musculature is tightening. Okay? And like I said, it feels like it really takes an effort to speak and to be able to enunciate and to be able to have enough of a, it feels almost like I'm screaming. And if I just talk normally, it would be like this, if I wasn't putting a lot of effort behind it. So you can hear, if I talk in just a normal, relaxed state, I don't have any volume. Yeah. So really, when I'm talking, I'm really almost to the point of feeling like I'm screaming just to be heard. Oh, the joys of bodies, I'm telling you. But that's something I wanted to tell people, especially if you sing, if you enjoy singing. It can take quite a bit of time to get your singing voice back. Okay? Now, I saw one case the woman went in and had to have a total thyroid. She lost her voice totally, and it's never come back. So, there are, like I said, there are some things that they don't tell you. They didn't tell me all of these potential outcomes of a total thyroidectomy. Just like there were a lot of things they should have told me about potentially having an ostomy and things that happen right after, things that you're going to experience that they don't tell you, which would be really helpful to know. Such as, when you get a colostomy done, you're not going to go rectally anymore. But not too long after you get released from the hospital, all of a sudden you feel like you've got to go to the toilet, and all of a sudden you have this big mucus plug come out with blood and stuff, and you're freaking out, and they don't tell you that this is a residual from the operation, and that can happen. So you're freaking out, and it's something that naturally happens. And also, even though you're not going rectally anymore to the toilet, every once in a while you're going to feel like you have to go to the toilet. You feel like bearing down. But what's happening, your body continues to make mucus, and it will make a mucus plug inside. And so you're feeling like you've got to go to the toilet, but what is going to be expressed is a mucus plug, because the body still, even though you're not going rectally, the body will still make mucus, okay? So, and it's not, real thin type of mucus. So you're going to feel literally like you have to go to the toilet, okay? So don't be surprised when that happens. They told me nothing about any of this. I didn't know about, your body's going to continue to make that, and that's a natural thing that continues to happen when you have ostomies. And they really don't show you how to work with the ostomy, how to change it, how to... When you're in the hospital, the nurse puts one on you, and then that's it. And they release you, and you don't have anybody to show you. You don't have anybody, to reference. And so that can be difficult. But there are a lot of videos on YouTube now that can help when you get out. If you don't have anybody to help you, you don't have an ostomy nurse, you don't have, because I didn't have any of that at first. They were supposed to put me in the ostomy care unit thing, and it didn't go through. They were supposed to have a home nurse. That really didn't happen so well either. So I was just left high and dry trying to figure this out myself. But there are a lot of videos on YouTube on, look up if you have an ileostomy or you have a colostomy, or if you had something like a total thyroidectomy, you can look it up and see about the voice changes that can happen, and what's going on, okay? If it's something really out of the ordinary, or if it's something that can happen, okay? So you're not freaking out, wondering, oh my God, did I develop cancer? What happened? And go into that type of a mindset. Another thing I'm going to talk about, as long as I'm doing these medical things, I also had developed a tumor an acoustic neuroma. I've lost almost all my hearing on this side, okay? And they told me about going in, rather than doing it surgically, do a gamma knife surgery. And they didn't tell me, again, ramifications of it, which they really, really need to tell people. So what happened in my case, they said they do the gamma knife. You go in and they put this thing on your head. It looks like a halo, that type of thing, you know, when you look like an alien. This thing is, you know, going in your head because they have to put that gamma right into the tumor area. Now what happens if the tumor is smaller, and this is again something they don't tell you, you can have severe, and this is debilitating, dizziness for quite some time. I had that again. They did the gamma knife and they didn't tell me. And I mean, trying to navigate and walk and things, it was, again, for quite some time, almost a good year, of dealing with severe dizziness and difficulties with it. So again, you know, maybe the gamma knife is not the best way. Maybe it's better to go in surgically than to do the gamma knife if your tumor is small. Now, I guess if the tumor is larger, you don't have that dizziness and that problem. But I'm telling you, it is really severe. When I came back, I really kind of had to use use something to walk. It was really, really bad for a good year. So, you know, I just wanted to talk about some of those things. And it makes you can lose more hearing. They didn't tell me that either. They gave me the gamma knife and I lost more hearing. Yeah. So this side, I'm almost deaf. I've lost like 95% of my hearing on this side because of doing the gamma knife surgery. You get that severe dizziness for a year and then you can lose your hearing. Yeah, and they don't tell you that. So these are some little warnings and some things that I wanted to tell you, the experiences that I've had, you know, the joy of bodies. Oh my goodness. So, you know, I thought, I would get on and I would talk about a few of these things because, you know, as you age, your body just, it's like the car, parts wear out. Unfortunately, unlike a car, you can't always buy replacement parts. So these are the things we deal with. But I wanted to talk about that because it's been a number of years and my voice is not getting better. And in fact, it seems to have gotten even more difficult to speak. Like I said, my voice gets tired and I really almost have to yell in order to project enough that you can hear me in a viable way. Because if I don't project like this, almost yelling, then if I talk in my normal voice, this is where it would be, the volume. The volume would be quite low. And it doesn't even sound any better either. It's just, yeah. So I thought I would come on and speak a little bit about those things in case any one of these three things you may have to be dealing with, either a total thyroidectomy, an acoustic neuroma, or if you're having to go in and have surgery and possibly have a colostomy. So on that note, I'll leave that here. And I'll see you online with my fractured voice. Thanks for tuning in.